If you've been using ChatGPT 5.1 and something feels a little off, you're not imagining it. And if ChatGPT 5 drove you crazy like it did me, you're definitely not alone. Today, I'm giving you a clear, honest warning about one setting you should never use if you're doing emotional or personal work with AI, especially with custom GPTs. And honestly, nobody's talking about this yet. I build custom GPTs for deep work, mindset, identity, divine nature activation, the emotional undercurrents people carry, along with other GPTs as well. But I have a specialty in some of these areas. So when 5 came out, I couldn't stand it. It was clinical, cold, trying way too hard to sound smart. Everything turned into a lecture, 27 more steps than I ever needed. I went straight back to 4.0 for any of those things. But then 5.1 dropped, much better. But it has a quirk that you need to know about before you use it with anything personal. Now, thinking mode is powerful. It's smart. It reasons well. See, 5.1 has three different ways you can use it, and thinking mode is one of them. But it also shows you its entire inner monologue, every assumption, every guess, every attempt to read your emotional state. And that is not always a comfortable experience. It makes you want to look away when it says things like, she might be feeling overwhelmed. She probably needs reassurance. Or she seems tense while asking this. Keep her mental state in mind while answering. I don't need AI psychoanalyzing me mid conversation. And I definitely don't want that happening inside a custom GPT that's supposed to be supporting someone else. It's too revealing, it's too invasive. It crosses a line from helpful to, I'd rather not know what you're thinking about me right now. Now, let me show you exactly how this works. Okay, we're in ChatGPT, and I took the liberty of actually preparing a wandering, really sort of a brain dump of a prompt. This is just made up, but as if I were going to create something that would sell a program. And so I just rambled on and I gave it a lot of things to worry about, things that I was concerned about. Would anyone want this? Would anyone pay for it? Do I have enough information? And I want it to be about starting a dog boarding business from scratch. So I gave it a whole bunch of things to think about. And notice up here it says ChatGPT 5.1 thinking. Now, when you click underneath wherever you're working, it's going to show you what mode you're in. And here it says auto, instant, and thinking. And I have thinking checked, right? Because I want to see how it's thinking. And if you do want to go back to your other programs, you can go legacy models and down a little further. You could get back to 4.0, which was my fallback position, my standby always. And especially when 5 came out, and I was like, oh man, a lot of us were very upset about 5. That's why OpenAI brought back 4.0 as a legacy model. But now recently it has dropped 5.1. So let's go with thinking because I want to show you what it looks like when it's thinking. So down here, you see it does say thinking. You can turn it off right there by clicking the X, but you'll know you have thinking on if there's a little timer because it does take a few moments. And this has been such a funny thing because you're going to realize how we are all so tuned into going very, very fast because sometimes when it's thinking, it can be like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever, and then it'll show you it took like 40 seconds, 36 seconds. I mean, I've never seen it go beyond about 42 seconds, and it can feel like forever when we're sitting here. So let me show you. Okay, it's going to be thinking about all these things that I asked it to do. So let's hit go. And there's a little breathing dot thinking. Now, notice it says thinking, and over here it says answer now. We'll get to that in a minute. But watch what's going to happen, hopefully, right here underneath thinking. There we go. It's showing us its thoughts. I need to help Tina with their dog themed content. She's concerned about the niche, pricing, whether it should be digital or physical. I'll validate the market and demand with current pet industry stats. We're seeing all the thinking, and I'll outline how to set up a dog boarding business and provide clarity. I'm gathering to reassure her and ensure the concept has legs. I'll start by reassuring her with stats. He's going to do a lot of hand holding here because I express so much anxiety and how it's going to structure, see all the things. And in a minute, it's going to tell us how long it thought, even though it seems like, oh, wow, this feels like a really long time. You're going to find out it really wasn't. And anytime I can say answer now and it'll immediately answer. in there searching the web. Now we see where all it's looking: Forbes, Yahoo, Houndaway, Dog Kennel. We see all the places it's looking. We're seeing its thinking process. That's what's happening. And now we're going to reassure me some more about the dog market as we're sitting here thinking. And the stats show that it's a growing market. It is a huge market, honestly. And over 50 demographic, plenty of demand. Because I threw this into my questions. What about people over 50? Do they still like dogs? Of course they do. We have 3 at our house and we're definitely over 50. But now it's clarifying the plan. So still thinking, but see, it's showing us, it's like watching its brain in action. What is it thinking about? What is it doing? How is it going to answer this question? Searching the web. It's doing a lot of thinking on this one, a lot. But at any time I can do this, and it's giving me a price point because I asked it for that. And what's projected for 2031? Gosh, I don't know. If I watch this long enough, I'll start this business just because it sounds so interesting. But I want you to see up here outlining the workflow. It's telling us everything it's doing. And it will tell us eventually how long it spent. There it is, 1 minute, 59 seconds. It just broke the record. I've never seen it think this long. I guess I gave it a pretty tough assignment. And here's our answer. You see, it's still working on the answer, absolutely working on the answer. And very conversational. You said you have all kinds of emails and content about dogs. Perfect. That's raw material. And it's remembering everything I said to it. Do you have to niche by dog type? You don't have to. These are things that I asked it. It's all organizing it beautifully. This is where AI is so, so powerful, right? To be able to do all these things for us. But what I wanted to show you is what happens when it's thinking. So you can probably imagine then, if you're talking about more personal issues or money mindset, or I'm feeling lonely, or I'm just concerned that I don't have what it takes anymore for whatever the thing is you're asking about, it's going to show you all of its thought process. And maybe we don't always want to see that, because it's really just kind of tapping into our own vulnerabilities when we're openly expressing something to AI, and something that feels very, very personal. So you may have noticed while we were doing that on the right side, it said answer right away. And so if you don't want to see the thinking, or it feels like it's taking too long, you can click on that while you're in thinking mode. You're not breaking the model or anything. It'll just answer you right away, immediately. It'll stop showing you the thinking and answer you. You're just telling it, enough thinking already. Give me the final answer. It already has the answer at that point. If you're concerned about that, it already has it. Thinking mode is just showing you the process. So by clicking that button, you're simply hiding the rest of the steps, and it jumps you to the part it was going to say anyway. So you're not interrupting the quality, you're not lowering the accuracy, you're not skipping important logic, and you're not confusing the model, and you're not reducing the answer's depth. The only thing you're doing is turning off the public commentary and letting it respond like instant mode does. If anything, it makes the experience smoother, because you don't have to watch the AI overanalyze your emotional state like some kind of a chatty therapist. So no, nothing gets lost. You're just telling the model, stop talking to yourself out loud, okay? And so here's the warning. Do not use thinking mode for emotional, personal, or transformational work. If you're using AI or custom GPT, any of the tools that you're using in ChatGPT, don't use thinking mode for those. Use it only when you're building, testing, or experimenting. You just saw how great it was at helping me build out a pretend plan for a dog boarding business. It's great for development, for planning, for brainstorming. Not great for human vulnerability. Instant mode uses the same intelligence, but doesn't show you the internal chatter. No overthinking, no commentary, no trying to read your mind. It just answers, direct, clear, and human. This is the mode I'm using with all my custom GPTs now. And it's the one that actually feels like a conversation instead of a psychology exam. Auto mode decides for you. Sometimes it uses thinking, sometimes it uses instant, sometimes it's a mix, a true hybrid. And for some folks, that's fine. My husband happens to be legally blind, so we set his to auto because he's not going to be able to see the thinking anyway. It's kind of faded out, it goes by very fast. So it doesn't make any difference for him. So we just use auto for him. For me, I like knowing exactly what mode the AI is using. So auto isn't my favorite, but it has its place. Now, let me say something that might help you breathe a little easier. 5.1 is a lot better than ChatGPT 5. 5 felt cold, heavy, robotic, like it was trying to impress a professor instead of talk to a human being. 5.1 is lighter, it's more intuitive, it understands the nuances better, it catches tone without swinging into drama. And if you want to correct it, if it's using a word too much, like right now, a very popular AI word seems to be fluff. Sounds so cute and fluffy, right? But I don't want it saying that all the time without the fluff, without the fluff, without the fluff. So I just simply told it, no more fluff. And it's like, got it, remembering that, no more fluff. You still have to guide it. We're always leading the conversation, but the experience is smoother, faster, and a lot more human. So if 5 frustrated you, you're going to appreciate, maybe even love 5.1. Now, there's one more thing that most people don't know, and it's this. If you're using someone else's custom GPT, or even using one you built a while ago yourself, you can still select your preferred model. So even if the creator of it says it's set to 4.0 or 5, you can switch to 5.1 and get all the improvements right away. This alone will make your experience feel smoother, especially with tools that need emotional nuance. So let me just show you for a second here what that looks like in case you're wondering, well, how do I do that? So let me just go over here into our screen share. I'm going to open my sidebar and I'm just going to grab one of my GPTs. We'll just grab my Money Mindset Max. Here's Money Mindset Muscle Max. Now, see, I have already set Max to 5.1. It used to be 4.0. But let's just pretend that it says 4.0. Like right here, it says I recommend instant. But let's go to a legacy model just so it says 4.0. Okay. So let's just say someone was looking at my GPT and it was still set to 4.0. But notice how it says here the creator recommends GPT 5.1 instant. You're using GPT 4.0. Down here, it'll help you switch if you need to switch right away. So you don't even have to go here. You could change right up here to it, or you could just do it by clicking on the model and choosing the one you want. Or right here, it's going to tell you in any of the GPTs that you want to switch. And there you go. If you're looking at someone else's GPT, this is my own GPT, but if you were looking at someone else's and it was set to 4.0 or it's set to 5, ooh, heaven forbid, you can do this. You click on it, go with the model, switch to instant, and it will switch for you. It doesn't matter if someone else created the GPT, it's still going to work and it's going to answer you in a much better way because you're using 5.1. So that's just a little tip that most people don't know that I hope is helpful to you right now. And so here's my simple recommendation. Use thinking mode with 5.1 only when you're building, creating, planning, all of those things. Use instant mode in 5.1 for everyday life and emotional work. You just get the answer right away. You don't have to sit and watch the thinking process. Use auto mode with 5.1 if you prefer the system to decide for you. And switch your custom GPTs to 5.1 if you haven't already. This is the cleanest way to get the best experience without the overwhelm. So now tell me in the comments, which mode feels best for you so far if you've been using ChatGPT, and if you haven't been, give 5.1 a try. And if you'd like me to do a deeper comparison between 5.1 and 4.0, just say the word. I'm testing new things every day, and I'll have more videos coming on this soon. So just let me know in the comments what you'd like to know about with how you're using ChatGPT. And don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video and found value in it, comment, and of course, subscribe, because we want to grow this channel so that I can supply even more timely information for you, especially for those that are over 45, want to get the goods on how to use AI and ChatGPT in particular, how you can move forward with an online business, how you can make a plan for that. All that and more is what we'll be discussing here on the Tina Lorenz channel. Thanks for being here today, and I will be talking to you again soon. Bye for now.